Hey guys, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. Now, I was really excited when I heard the news that the IGS Classic Arcade Collection was released on the Japanese eShop. Yesterday we didn't know it was getting released in America and Europe, but it did a few hours later on the day. Now I want to send a massive thank you out to Random Gaming Moments, a friend of the channel who actually gifted me a copy of this game. I tried it out, and guys, bad news. I'm full of disappointment, and I'll go through the reasons why. One thing that you may notice straight away is the aspect ratio. Now, the aspect ratio for this game, you cannot make it in the original arcade aspect ratio. It just doesn't work. You don't have the option. Let's have a look at the options of the different kind of screen sizes you've got. The screen options, we have the full screen that we saw. You can move it down to 90%, or you can even move it down to 70%, but nothing to do with aspect ratio. These are literally the screen options you have. Okay, again, let's have a look at Knights of Valor and the aspect ratio. And this is the only aspect ratio we have. You can shrink the screen down a little bit like we saw, but you can't get the correct aspect ratio. Now, let me head over to RetroArch, and we're going to have a look at the correct aspect ratio of this game. Okay, so here we are with the correct aspect ratio, which is 4:3 from what I can see, and the Switch version only gives you a 16:9 aspect ratio. Now, I like playing things in the correct aspect ratio. It's very, very rare that I may choose a different one. In fact, I think hardly ever. I don't think I ever go against what is supposed to be the original or the correct aspect ratio, and that's terrible. And not only that, like, there is so much latency on the Switch version. When I'm playing it, it's like I'm emulating it on an old Android device. So you press the buttons, your move comes out later. Honestly, the better option you've got is boot up RetroArch, work out how much run ahead you need, and play it. It is so much better than the Switch version. And probably my favorite game on this collection, Martial Masters. This is an excellent beat 'em up, but straight away you can see it looks odd. And honestly, when I was filming this, I was looking at this on a big screen. It looks really bad on a big screen. On a big screen, you definitely want to choose either 90 or even better, 70%. I haven't actually tried this in handheld mode yet, but I imagine it looks better on a smaller screen. There's no options for any filters, no scan lines, no nothing. But let's have a look at how good this looks in the original aspect ratio. Okay, straight away, guys, you can see the game just looks so much better. I've got nothing against the black borders on the side. Just look how good it looks. So this is RetroArch. Don't want to confuse you guys. When you're seeing a 4:3 aspect ratio in this video, it is RetroArch that I'm running it on. I put run ahead on in RetroArch, which reduces the latency. I honestly can't wait to get an FPGA implementation of this. I don't know when it will happen. As far as I know, no one's working on it at the moment, but I really hope it does come, because the Switch version, honestly, it's terrible. Unless it gets some kind of update that really improves it, it's just bad. And just look how good it looks we're using RetroArch to play this game. One thing I did like about this is the fact that you've got good options for controls. You can change the controls, and it's not one of those ones where you're moving the controller left and right. You're tapping the button, and then you're pressing the button that you want, which makes the process easier. So credit where it's due. I do like how you can change the controls, and you can actually configure buttons like shortcut keys. Like, some of those are different inputs, but you can assign shortcuts to buttons. And as well as that, you've got a full command list. I didn't know the beat 'em ups here, the walk along beat 'em ups. We're looking at Knights of Valor Plus here. It's got moves. It's got Street Fighter moves, the fireball motion, the blade kick motion without the charge time. So excellent, and all the moves are listed there. But there's 8 games in this collection in total. We had a look at Knights of Valor. There's also Knights of Valor Plus. We had a quick look at Martial Masters, and this is Knights of Valor 2. So here, these games are good. They're just let down by the emulation, the aspect ratio. The input lag is really, really bad. I don't know what kind of emulator they're using, but honestly, it's not good. I'll say it again. I don't know about MAME, but definitely RetroArch, because RetroArch has that run ahead feature built in. It plays really, really nice on RetroArch, and that's where I would recommend to play it for now, until we get an FPGA implementation, or there's some kind of decent update done. A couple of games in this collection are called Oriental Legend and Oriental Legend Spooky. Now, I like them because you get to be like the monkey guy in there. You can be a pig, a tiger, all different. I think they're like Chinese stories, but I'm a big fan of a game on the PC Engine called Sun, and the characters kind of remind me of that. But again, I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but man, like, let's look at this in the correct aspect ratio and you can just see how much better it looks. Okay, so this is RetroArch running now, and straight off the bat, wow, it just looks really, really nice. Even the colors to me look better. Now, I'm colorblind. Maybe the other ones look better to you. Maybe the Switch one looks better to you, but this just looks nice to me. And this is a nice game as well. Not the best beat 'em up on the collection. The best one is yet to come. Like, there's a beat 'em up on here called the Gladiator, and wow, I knew nothing of it, and it is such a fantastic game. But make sure you stick around to the end of the video, because I'm going to let you know about the online play as well. I'm going to test that out, and we're going to see what kind of results we get on that. So this game is called Demon Front, and yes, that's right, it reminds us of Metal Slug, and it's very, very similar to Metal Slug. From what I've played of it, I definitely prefer the Metal Slug games, but this is not a bad game. I kind of like the close melee attacks and those funky looking fishes up there flying around looking, well, silly. Let's have a look at it again in the correct aspect ratio and you'll see how much better the game looks. There you go, nice. Again, the way it's meant to be played. And an interesting feature about this is if you've got pets and you kind of press your pet button and your pet turns into a shield. I didn't play this enough for me to kind of understand every single mechanic in there, but it's a straightforward run and gun with a few things in there. It is interesting, it is decent. So I never played this game before. It's called the Gladiator, and honestly, it is a fantastic beat 'em up. Like, I had a blast playing this, and this one doesn't actually look bad in 16:9. But we'll have a look at the 4:3 one as well. You guys decide what you think is better. I will always prefer 4:3, but out of all the games here, this one didn't look bad. Maybe because I've never played it before, I checked it, but honestly, this is such a good beat 'em up. I'm gonna play through this probably with my kids. Love the graphics in this. It just looks so good. And here we go again. Yeah, it's a big world of difference. Now, I definitely recommend you guys check this game out. Don't check it out on the Switch collection. Check this out on emulation for now. Until we get this for our Misters, for our analog pockets, until we get a good FPGA implementation, don't play the Switch version. But this game is fantastic. I am going to play through this, probably with one of my kids or one of my friends, but I really like it. And it's such a good beat 'em up. I like walking along beat 'em ups, and I've never heard of this. This is the first time I saw it on the Switch collection, and honestly, wow, like mind blown. It just looks amazing. One of the things I was excited about was to try the online multiplayer on this collection. Nothing like playing Martial Masters in bed, or even Knights of Valor or some of the other games. Now, it just didn't work. Now, I don't know if it's because I'm in the UK and I'm using a Japanese version. I don't think it should make a difference. But what it would do was initially networking would fail, and the second time it would just kick me out of the game. I would just get a warning saying, here we go, the software is closed because of an error. I then went back into the game, tried it again, and I would get the same result. There you go. This time I tried it on Martial Masters. Go into networking again. I get the same thing. It tries to do it. Please wait. It kicks me out. And when I do it a second time, it just kicks me out of the game. So yeah, networking not working for me. Interested if you've picked up a UK version, an EU version, or American version, and a multiplayer is working for you. Do let me know. Or in fact, let's try like a friend request thing out there, if we can do friend to friend online multiplayer. But this is kicking me out. It wasn't working for me. I tried it more than this. I'm only showing you a couple of examples here. Okay guys, so that's really it for this video. Honestly, this game, or this collection of games, is a big disappointment. I sincerely hope it gets fixed with an update. Definitely the aspect ratio, the networking, and the input latency. The input latency is really, really bad. If you're used to playing stuff on FPGA or even in RetroArch with run ahead, you're going to have a hard time enjoying this. Yeah, I guess the hype is not real for this. But guys, that's really it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, the subscription, a like, all that good stuff is super appreciated. I'll see you guys around in the next video. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.